Gosh, am I looking forward to this. I have not been out on a wild camping adventure in a long time. So I've got my big bag with loads and loads of gear. In fact, saying that, I've actually packed quite light, even though it probably looks massive on my back there. I'll show you all my gear when I get up and I put my tent up. And the sun's just come out for us as well. Lovely. So it's about 6:30 now, and I'm just using the Photo Pills app. You can see there, the sun is going to be setting behind that lump of a mountain there, which is part of Red Screes, I think. So I want to try and get high enough that we get a view over that mountain, so we best keep heading up. I'm hoping to capture some nice photographs during the sunset. I'll give you a bit of a 360, excuse the wind noise if there is any, just so you can get a bit of a idea of the lay of the land. It's looking fantastic, and as you can probably tell as well, conditions are looking really nice for a sunset, so fingers crossed on that one. Now the only thing I'm missing, probably, I've probably forgot loads of stuff because I haven't been wild camping in so long, but I haven't got any tea. I haven't got any tea, man. I've got something for breakfast, but oh, there's the sun again, lovely. I stopped off in a little Sainsbury's when I was fueling up my van and got a little bit of a naff meal deal, but it's done the job. We'll have enough energy to get up and get the tent set up. I'm thinking there might be an opportunity for some nice shots here. See us whilst we've got these nice rocks and things like that. You know something I often think about when I'm out hiking, especially when I'm out in the sticks on my own, doing photography, is just about where we're meant to be as humans, like physically, what we're meant to be doing in terms of our evolutionary past. This is something I'm really interested in. So in this instance, in this example, we're supposed to be moving our bodies. We're out hiking in this evening's adventure. We're out in nature. We're not supposed to be amongst big concrete buildings and tarmacked roads with big machines flying past us on wheels. We've spent tens of thousands of years evolving physically and mentally to live a certain way, to feel a certain way. And I don't know, I think we lose it, don't we? We've lost it. We've lost it. It's in the past tense. So the wind's even stronger now, and we've got a little bit left to go. We're basically following this lovely dry stone wall here to about here, just under those lovely looking clouds there, and you can see the conditions are still absolutely lovely. So I'm probably going to pitch my tent up there rather than go a bit further towards the next peak that I was talking about earlier. I think that will do us nicely in the wind. Hopefully I can find a little bit of shelter as well. Lovely. So there we go, we've made it up to the top of Cordale Moor. That is another Wainwright in the bag. In fact, the peak itself is called Stony Cove Pike. But another one in the bag. Now, a couple of priorities. First thing first, get a photograph of that incredible looking light back there. That is the photographer's priority. Secondly, try and find some shelter, because this wind, if I turn around you'll be able to hear it, is pretty heavy actually, pretty high winds. So I'm going to head in that direction and just hopefully try and drop down a little bit, get a little bit of shelter behind a dry stone wall maybe. We'll be able to find some. Oh, so look at this. I found the perfect spot. There's a nice little mound just behind you there that is blocking all of those really high winds. The sun is setting now. There is loads of lovely flat spots to choose from here. And we have got a sensational view back down towards Placefell and Ullswater, where the light is amazing right now. Let's grab a shot. That is looking absolutely unreal. Oh wow, that is amazing. I'll just put it up on the screen now. I'm filming on my Nikon Z30, and that is the shot there. I'm just zooming in, something like that. Putting the lake Ullswater dead in the centre, and look at the light hitting Placefell just there on the right hand side. That is gorgeous. So as you've seen it there, that is pretty much the photograph. Aperture priority mode, f11, settings, can do whatever the hell we want. Right, I'm gonna get myself set up, get the tent set up, while slowly keeping an eye on the surroundings in case there's any opportunities for some photographs. This is the dream. So I think I've found a spot just around this area, but I wanted to just show you as I'm grabbing a quick panorama of this sort of scene here, so you could see the light streaming in from that left hand side. And I just think the light down in that area is absolutely beautiful, again down towards Placefell and Ullswater. But look at this golden side light that's hitting the foreground here. So manual settings this time, not aperture priority. We want it all to be consistent all the way across. And I've just got my live histogram up like that. That's the brightest area of my image over in this direction, which is quite obvious where the sun is. 1/160th of a second, f7.1 and ISO 100. Actually, that's on auto, so I need to change that to make sure it stays on 100. There we go, ISO 100, get that down. There we go. So all it is the case, I've taken a load of shots from left to right. Nice quick shutter speed, 160th, and we'll just keep going, making sure we don't overlap too much. Look at them clouds as well. There is so much going on in this photograph. As always with a panorama, it's quite difficult because you've got to kind of try and envisage how it's going to look. And I'll do one more sweep, and I think that is going to be a cracking image, probably the best image of the evening. Oh man, this is just awesome. So I think I'm going to set up the tent just down here. There's like one little, I'll try and show you, there's one little small flat section, or it seems so, just there, but I've got to be quite specific. But I mean, what a spot as the sun is going down there. Absolutely awesome. So I've got a footprint for this tent, which is good, so I can get that down first, and I suppose just double check that it's looking nice and flat. Looking forward to this one. So look at that, just as we got the tent set up down here. Oh, the winds are still pretty mad, but that is absolutely gorgeous. And I would usually be running around like a bit of a madman as a photographer in these conditions, but you know what, I'm just going to enjoy it. This is awesome. And then I'll talk you through my equipment in a second, but yeah, things like my new sleeping mat and that, I'll get those sorts of things set up and then just chill out, man, and enjoy this. This is absolutely glorious. The spot's not as sheltered as I maybe would have liked, but at the same time, I'm out this evening wild camping, partly to just give this tent and all this bits and bobs of new equipment that I've got a good test. So I'm quite glad it's not like perfectly still conditions. Oh, that is beautiful. Let me just show you that. You don't want to hear me yapping away when this beauty is going on. Look at that. I'm quite glad actually, because in terms of the photography, because that is lovely, but it's not lighting everything up. We had that earlier with that panorama. So I'll continue getting my little setup ready here. Living the dream, man. This is ace. This is ace. Oh, so we are in, as you can see. It is so spacious in here. This is actually a two-man tent. It's the Alp Kit Duran 2. I'll try and show you it a little bit from the outside. And yeah, this is the sort of thing I wanted for my wild camping trips and some other things that I've got planned going forward. Just something a little bit bigger. Yes, it's a bit heavier than my old tent that I had, which was a little one-man tent, but you know what, that one was well too small. It was brilliant because it was so lightweight, and I've still got it. I might use it now and again, but I couldn't even sit upright in it, and you can see in here so much space. Absolutely brilliant. So I've got a few bits and bobs that I want to show you that I've brought with me, a few new things. This is a Trangia Mini. Trangia? It's probably Trangia, isn't it? Trangia Mini, and it's just for like one person. Just a little alcohol stove. This is just, I think, perfect for things like wild camping. Like, you don't need anything too big. And I have the jet boil. I don't have it with me, but it's what I've always used for my wild camping and hiking. And the jet boil's quality, but this is cool because you can like cook on it. I think alcohol is great for many different reasons. But this takes a lot longer to boil water. But the way I look at it is like, I'm never in a rush. Like, I'm here enjoying the scenery, enjoying myself. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, that's cool. Then we've just got like a Thermarest Neo Air. Is it X-Lite? You know, the yellow one. I've wanted one of these for ages. They are quite a lot of money, but this is the first test of it tonight actually, so I'll tell you in the morning how this is. And I've even got myself proper fancy new pillow. Like, I've just always struggled with camping pillows. This is, what's the brand here? It's got like an integrated stuff sack and the lot. Again, I've not tested this. I did a lot of research. It's probably a bit sad, like researching frigging camping pillows, but I wanted something that was inflatable, but not, so it's like, you know, you get some of them and they're like Lilos. This is still got like a little bit of insulation and padding, and oh, it feels like it's going to do the trick. I think that'll do me. And that's about it, really. Everything else that I've got with me is just stuff that I've always had. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll be having one of them right about now. That'll go down a treat. So that should be the tent, the sleeping setup, done, up and running. I just want to show you this actually. Whoa, whilst I trip over one of the guy ropes. Look, it started condensing on the outside a little bit, which is fine. Again, it's probably just another good test for me, because I'll have a look in the morning and see if there's any condensation on the inside of the tent, which wouldn't be ideal, but that remains to be seen. I'm going to make myself oh, I've just tripped over the guy rope again, man. I've got a lot of getting used to. I'm going to make myself a little bit, I've got a bit of coffee in there. It's just decaf, so I should still sleep, hopefully. But yeah, I just want to use the stove more than anything. Give it a little bit of a test run. But yeah, just chill out whilst the water takes ages to boil compared to a jet boil. And enjoy this amazing view from the side of my tent. Absolutely beautiful, man, absolutely gorgeous. Now, we're in a bit of a pickle. I've had a little bit of a nightmare. It appears I cannot light the alcohol stove after giving it the big one about alcohol stoves and how brilliant they are, but it's completely my fault. I've only got one of these things, you know, them bad boys, no lighter or anything like that with me. But this just won't light it. I've had a really good go. I've changed the alcohol around and everything. The only reason I didn't bring a lighter, and I was just trusting this, I think I've just seen someone do it. I just saw somebody doing it into a Trangia. So I just didn't even think, but it appears that I've learnt my lesson. Oh well, I'll tell you what I'll do. To counteract that, I shall promise myself a nice fry up in the morning, somewhere in the local vicinity, perhaps on the way back home. So we'll turn that negative into a very good positive. I ain't had a fry up in ages, man. It's probably been about 2 days. I'm only joking. Right, nothing else to do now other than chill. I can't even eat or drink. I'll tell you what, I'll treat myself right now to a little bit of water. Living the dream. So that's me really. It is, what are we on? 2 minutes past 10. So bedtime, 2 minutes past my bedtime actually. So I'll chill on the phone for a bit and hopefully get a nice sleep. So far this mat is feeling extremely comfortable. Don't need to talk anymore about the Nemo luxury pillow because it's just unreal. I already know, even though I haven't used it yet, it just feels class. And yeah, we'll see what the morning brings, which is when I'll see you in a couple of seconds. So I'll show you the tent real quick. It didn't rain or anything, but see loads of condensation on the outside, which is fine. That's normal enough, isn't it? But let's have a look. There was quite a lot of condensation on the inside, which is a bit of a downer. I mean, it's only like a bit of a thin layer. I don't know, you can see it all on my hand there. Not ideal. The only thing I can think is, where is it? See here, there's a couple of flaps for ventilation, one there and one on the other side down there, and I didn't have them open at all, and that's the only thing I can think. So I'm not too bothered about condensation on the inside, but it's just not what you want, is it, if you can avoid it? So next time I take the tent out, I'll try and remember to open those two like little ventilation flaps and see if it makes any difference. So I didn't actually have the best of sleeps, to be honest. I mean, I can't complain too much waking up to this beast of a view, but you remember yesterday when I said I probably forgot loads of stuff? Yeah, well, turns out I forgot something else as well, but I'll probably forgive myself for this one because I've never brought them, but I would have really liked a pair of earplugs. It was quite windy. Turns out it wasn't a very sheltered spot, and it was blowing a gale in the night, and just that noise of the tent flapping around constantly, I think was just stopping me from getting to sleep. I got down eventually, had a little peek outside at sunrise, figured there was no point in getting out and taking photographs because it was just pure cloud. So all that's left to do is get the old tent packed up and ready to head back down to the van. I would say that was a very successful and an extremely enjoyable little wild camping trip. It was one of them that makes me think, like, why have I left it so long since I've been wild camping? That was quality. Now I've got one thing on the mind now, and you know what that is. Brekkie. Brekkie. Where are we close? I think we're quite close to Windermere, so I'm going to be going straight there. If anyone's got any advice for wild camping gear, perhaps people that do it regularly, and you've seen my setup, you think I could do better, comment below, please let me know. That would be appreciated. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all very much, and I shall see you on the next adventure. Out.